Hi, I am Kati, Texas Moulton. I am a Eureka City Council Member. I run a summer camp for middle school girls, and my new passion project is called Maker's Apron. It's a creative reuse center that I'm hoping to open up in Eureka this fall. And I'm a muralist. This mural is called Animals Are People Too. It is a project of the Rural Burl Mural Bureau. The Rural Burl Mural Bureau is a project of Eureka Redevelopment designed to decrease blight and graffiti and also give a bunch of kids something to do. We painted one mural a year. That's where I met Duane Flatmo and started painting murals in Eureka. And then when he needed to go move on to some bigger commissions, I actually took over his artist residency at the Ink People and ran the Mural Bureau for 7 years. This wall came up available. These folks wanted a mural, and they're for free for businesses as part of redevelopment. So that was really fun. And we went and painted this one up. Usually in the Rural Burl Mural Bureau, everybody kind of touches every part of the painting. Uniquely in this one, I managed to paint that whole lion top to bottom all on my own. So I snuck my name into it. It's my signatures there in the filagree. My very first professional commission was to repaint the whales at 5th Street and A. I used to pass by it every day on my way home from mural class on the weekends and go like, oh God, those poor whales. And Duane Flatmo gave me some really great advice. He said, if you can paint that lion, you could paint those whales. So go and talk to this person. And he gave me some advice about pricing and timing and paint volume. And he said he'd loan me a ladder. And that was like a mural career in a box right there. And so I went and pitched the job and ended up repainting those whales and kind of made them a little more graphic-y, a little more like storybook cutesy, which kind of suits my style. And since then, they've just been sitting over there fading. So I'm so happy that this year for the Street Art Festival, I get to repaint my whales. When I was running the Rural Burl Mural Bureau, I did several murals around town, some repaints on old ones, and a couple of originals. My favorite that I actually was in charge of has to be the fishylation on the side of Scrapper's Edge. It's a tessellation of fish-shaped tiles. They all fit together and they're all completely different. And if you look closely, several of them are puns. Over at St. Joseph's Hospital, they have this 17-foot high sunflower. And it's just sort of a mundane kind of thing to paint a really big sunflower, but it has this fantastic reason, which is that there's a ward there for people with brain injuries. And the door to get into the ward is hard to find. And it's even harder to find if you're recovering from a brain injury. And so the lead nurse there, Linda Rasmussen, she was looking for a creative solution, and she came to me and we talked about using art as wayfinding. So instead of just putting up another sign that people might not necessarily see or read or even like clock as something they needed to pay attention to, there's a 17-foot high sunflower wreathed in butterflies, and then the butterflies continue down the hallway. So now when they tell people how to get to the ward, they just say, look for the sunflower and follow the butterflies. It's this way to help people re-engage with the world using beauty, using art, and that's just exactly where I want to be. My art is a way for me to use my skills to make the world a better place. I'm good at making art. I love to paint. And if I can use that to make my community and my world better, then that's the gift that I have to give to the world. I also have these other skills that have to do with building community and communication and meeting people where they are and just understanding where they're coming from and trying to help them with their problems. That's what led me to run for city council. My goals in city council is to just to connect the people of Eureka who I've served and who I've worked with for many years, to connect them with the power of local government. I don't know if you find a lot of cities that have arts and culture as part of their economic plan. And Eureka does, because we recognize that this area has more artists per capita than anywhere else in the state. And we have a very vibrant scene, and people will come to see this. And art is an infinitely renewable resource. Creativity is infinitely renewable. And if we can tap into that and share that with the rest of the world, it can be a really great thing for our community. The art scene in Humboldt and in Eureka in particular is really unique. It's incredibly vibrant and diverse, and at the same time so welcoming. I have never been somewhere where people will go out of their way to include you in stuff, to include you in their shows, to invite you to do live art and to just participate in all these different things. So many artists are so willing to teach their skills and to just share the experience of making art and making a living at art with the new generation and with other people. I haven't found that anywhere else.